Hey Dan, if you don't wake up soon, you're gonna be late! Practice is seriously way too early in the morning! I packed some rice balls for breakfast, so hurry up and get going. Thanks, Dad. See you later! Sheesh, you're always putting me on edge. Oh, wait, shoot, I have a meeting first thing in the morning today, too. My name is Gen Tomoda. I live with my son, who's about to be in high school. I am a once-divorced single father and an average salary man. The reason I became a single father? You wanna know the reason? An affair. A-F-F-A-I-R. Huh? No, you're wrong. I wasn't the one that cheated. My ex-wife. And, well, you see, that was pretty intense. It all began about 2 years ago. Up until that day, we were just your average, normal family of 3. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go and sleep over at Sakamoto's house tomorrow, okay?
Oh dear, are you sure his parents are okay with it?
They said it's okay as long as we study together.
Well then, you better study up when you're there. Oh, and don't forget this, an assortment of rice crackers. Please take it to them as a gift.
Thanks, Mom! Oh, that reminds me, I have drinks with my department tomorrow, so I'll also be back late.
Is that so? Well, if you're both not here then, maybe I'll go drinking with my friends too. It's been a while.
That's great, go ahead. You're always doing so much for the family, so you should let loose every now and then.
Thanks. Well then, I'll do just that.
See, just your average family. That you would find anywhere. I had no complaints about it, and this normal daily life was the source of my happiness. My ex-wife Norika didn't seem like she was messing around that much, and I never once suspected her of anything. That is, until one day.
Mr. Tomoda, there's a phone call from your wife.
What? From my wife?
Yes, that's who she said she was.
Really? I wonder why she didn't call me on my cell phone.
Maybe she lost her cell phone or something?
Yikes, that would be bad. Hello? What is it? Calling me at the office like this?
Hello.
Hello? Norika?
You are the husband of Norika Tomoda, Mr. Gen Tomoda, is that correct?
This isn't Norika? Who on earth are you?
Pardon me, my name is Minagawa. In order to be able to speak to you, I masked my identity.
I was shocked that the person on the phone wasn't my wife, but this person clearly knew me and my wife. I deduced that this wasn't something to be taken lightly, and I lowered my tone of voice. Miss Minagawa, what could you possibly want from me today?
This is about your wife. There's something I needed to speak with you about.
About my wife? And what kind of relationship do you have to my wife?
This is difficult to discuss over your company phone.
Based on the tone of her voice, it was obvious that this was no prank. Luckily, today was Friday, and on Fridays I almost always had to work overtime, and I would get home later than usual. If it were today, I would have been able to gain some time without my family being suspicious. I understand. I would be able to meet after work today.
I'm very sorry. Well then, I'll be waiting outside of your office at that time.
I could tell from the way she was speaking that I wouldn't be able to get any good news. It goes without saying that I could barely focus on my work that day.
What's the matter? You've been acting strangely ever since you took the phone call. Is something the matter with your wife?
Yeah, a little bit. Once I get more clarity, I'll let you know, so could you just leave me alone for now?
Huh. Well, it's none of my business anyways, but please stop sighing so much and get to work.
Yes, ma'am. I'm finally finished. Miss Minagawa, right? Miss Minagawa?
You're Mr. Tomoda, right?
Ah, you must be...
Yes, my name is Saori Minagawa. I'm very sorry to bother you when you're so busy today.
No. Upon first glance, she seemed like a good guy, or rather a serious person. This might sound bad, but I was rather surprised that she seemed way more normal than I imagined. Because I got a phone call out of nowhere, and she knew about me when I had never even heard of her before, so of course I was concerned.
If we stay here, we may be caught by people from your company, so let's move to a cafe at the next train station.
Sure. Why did she seem used to this? And so I followed Miss Minagawa to hear what she had to talk to me about. So, what did you need to tell me?
There's no use beating around the bush, so I'm going to get to the point. Your wife, Norika, and my husband are having an affair.
An affair?
Shh! Not so loud.
I'm sorry, so does that mean that it's a double affair?
I suppose so.
I'm sorry, but I can't believe this when you're telling me out of nowhere. This may sound silly for me to say, but my wife Norika isn't the most social type, and she takes care of the house and the family well. I've never once suspected her of cheating on me. Perhaps she already predicted that I would have a hard time accepting the news, but Miss Minagawa took out a thin stack of paperwork from her bag.
Please, have a look at this.
What is this?
My husband was acting suspiciously, so I hired a detective to look into it.
Detective?
Yes, if I was going to do it, then I wanted to be sure, so I took the leap of faith.
Wow, this really feels like the movies.
And to tell you the results first, it looks like they have been seeing each other about twice a week over the last 6 months.
6 months? Twice a week?
Like I said, please lower your voice.
I'm sorry, but, well, ever since we got married, my wife never stayed the night anywhere else. Not once.
The afternoon. They're seeing each other in the afternoon.
Afternoon? But doesn't your husband have work?
Yes, but my husband is in the sales industry.
So does that mean that he's skipping work to meet up with her?
Yes, exactly. And here are the photos to prove it.
Miss Minagawa then pulled out an envelope, and from it, multiple photographs came out. Those photographs contained repulsive evidence, captured perfectly in the moment. A hotel?
Even though it's an affair, I'm amazed at how bold they are going in and out of hotels together. And maybe they thought a love hotel would be too obvious, so they're staying at business hotels. This Moni Hotel, he uses it a lot for business trips, so he probably thought he could use that as an excuse. It's truly awful.
This photo, they're even holding hands!
Holding hands is nothing. Come on, it's obvious that they're doing much, much worse than that.
Even though I still can't remember the last time that we did it, I can't believe that she was getting after it with some other guy.
Also, here's a photograph of my husband going into your house.
My house?
Yes, during the day, they're going into your house to have their affair.
Coming into my house and cheating on me in my house?
Please lower your voice.
How could I not raise my voice? And how on earth did those two get to know each other? Even though Norika is a full-time stay-at-home wife.
In this day and age, you can use dating apps or anything. There are so many ways to meet people. I hate to be rude, but you're a little bit too naive.
Wow, ouch, you didn't have to put it like that.
If only you had realized sooner and taken action. I thought I wouldn't have had to pay this much money to a detective.
That's true.
I'm only kidding. Sorry. It's just that this is the first time I've been able to talk to somebody about my husband's affairs. I didn't mean to take it out on you.
No, Miss Minagawa, you've been fighting this yourself all this time? Thank you very much for doing this and letting me know.
You and I are on the same team now, so what shall we do?
Well, what are you planning on doing?
I'm planning on confronting him with this evidence and getting a divorce.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
I understand that this is all very sudden for you, and it's a lot to process. I have spent the last 6 months preparing myself mentally and emotionally, but this means that you are in the same position as me 6 months ago, when I found out about my husband's affairs.
But, Miss Minagawa, you had to go through all of this all on your own, right? Whereas I get to talk about this with you right now. It's a completely different situation.
You may be naive, but you're very kind. I can't understand why she would put her hands on somebody else's husband when she has such a wonderful husband at home.
I wish that I had an answer for that.
I'm going to hand you a copy of this evidence as well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and this is my phone number. If anything changes or you have any updates, please let me know.
Noted. If I find anything else out, I'll let you know too.
This means that we are people who share the same destiny.
I guess so. If I was alone, I probably wouldn't have been able to handle this. My mind would have gone blank and I probably wouldn't have been able to move a muscle. But now that I have a comrade who's been battling this for the last 6 months alone, that alone made a huge difference in how I felt.
Welcome home. You were quite late today.
Well, today's overtime was quite the handful. I'm gonna hop in the shower first.
Sure.
Be normal. She can't know what I know. On the way home, I spent the entire time debating whether to choose divorce or not, but when I saw Norika's face, my determination was wavering. Despite having that much evidence put in my face, I still have feelings for Norika. Well, I guess that's only normal. It's not like 10 years worth of feelings could pop like a balloon in just one day. No, Miss Minagawa is putting her pieces in place towards a divorce. In the meantime, Norika will act like the affair never happened and continue to play happy family with me. I can't bear the thought of that. Just as I was starting to make a decision, a huge incident occurred that would put a pause on that decision. On the afternoon that day, I was, of course, at work, and my son, who was on summer break, was at his sports team practice. But in the middle of practice, my son got sick, and unexpectedly, he went home early. And then, that's when he had to see it. The most horrifying scene in the world. I'm home, Mom! Mom, I'm home! Huh? Is she not here? Mom? Maybe she's out shopping. Oh, wait, what was that noise?
Yes, you're amazing!
What is it? You're a lot more intense than usual today.
Don't say that. More, please give me more.
Mom?
Oh!
You? What the hell?
Dan, this isn't what you think it is. It's nothing.
What's going on? What is this?
Please, just listen to your mom.
What is there to talk about? Aren't you embarrassed doing something like this? What a chore. I'm gonna go.
Hey, wait!
Hey, kid. I'll never meet with your mommy ever again, so don't worry about it.
What do you mean you'll never meet me?
We got caught. There's nothing we can do about it.
Nothing we can do about it?
Let me spell it out for you. You and I are done.
How can you say that?
It's a hassle, you know. First and foremost, I was just messing around with you anyway. If I had to get a divorce or anything, that would be such a pain.
How could you? Hey, wait!
Nah, shut up. You're in my way. Don't touch me, you old hag.
Ah!
Mom, are you okay? I didn't do anything.
It hurts.
Oh no, you're bleeding. I gotta call an ambulance. And Dad, I need to call Dad. After being shoved by her cheating partner, she hit her head on the corner of a cabinet and fainted. Norika was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. Until the ambulance arrived, Dan had to put clothes on his naked mother while she passed out. When I think about how he must have felt in that moment, to this day, I can't bear it. At the time, he was in middle school. How can you traumatize your son in middle school like that? Hey, are you awake?
Where am I?
The hospital. You fainted and you were carried in an ambulance.
I see.
What on earth happened?
It's all Dan's fault.
What?
The kid suddenly came home early from practice and he pushed me.
What do you mean?
Is he hitting puberty? Being violent like that out of nowhere with no reason?
Is that the truth?
Yeah, but please don't blame him for it. Middle school is a tough age.
Is it true that Dan is the one that pushed you?
Yes, I was so scared.
I see.
But if we make a big deal out of this, I don't think it would be good for him.
I have a good understanding of how you feel, Norika.
I'm so glad you understand. Raising children is hard, isn't it?
We're getting a divorce.
What? Where did that come from?
I can't forgive you for cheating on me, but not only that, you're trying to make your son take the blame. You're truly the worst.
Cheating?
I know that you're having an affair with Taiyo Minagawa. I see right through all of it.
What?
I also see that you've been seeing each other twice a week in the afternoon over the last 6 months.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wow, you're really gonna play dumb, huh? Well then, I'll give you these precious photographs as a reminder. Now do you remember? I scattered multiple photographs of the proof of her affair all over Norika's bed. After seeing this, even Norika had turned completely pale. And today your boyfriend came over to our house and you were getting right into it in broad daylight, weren't you?
What are you saying? Of course I would never do that.
And then unexpectedly, Dan came home, which was not part of your plan. And he became a witness to the situation. I can't even bear how terrible I feel for Dan.
That's not true. Did you hear it from him? It's all a lie.
And then you got into an argument with Minagawa and he pushed you, didn't he?
Did Dan tell you this? He's making it all up.
Are you trying to say that Dan is lying?
Yeah, I was at home alone, and that's when Dan came home. And then he became violent towards me. He's making up these lies because he doesn't want to get in trouble with you. You have to believe me. I'm telling the truth.
No, I believe Dan.
You're being fooled by that kid. Please, you have to wake up.
You still haven't realized.
About what?
In order to get concrete evidence, I had placed a hidden camera in our bedroom.
Camera?
That's right. When I got the phone call from Dan and I got home, the first thing I did was check the footage. Everything from the incident up until your argument, it's all clearly in there.
You're lying. I know you're lying.
I'm not lying. If you think I'm lying, but I'm happy to show you here. Initially, I had no intention of showing her the footage, but I was so tired of her continued lies. In order to make her shut up, I had no choice but to show her the evidence. However, when I showed her the video, I was shocked that this time she tried to come up with some new nonsense.
This is horrible. It's voyeurism without permission. I'm going to sue you.
Unfortunately for you, in the event that you did install a hidden camera in your own home, it's not considered a crime.
What are you, you devil?
Shut up! After sneaking around and cheating on me for more than 6 months, after having the time of your life on our bed that we share as a married couple, who are you calling the devil, you 30-something-year-old mating hag?
What did you just say? You fat pig!
No, shut it, you flatboard raisin saggy-chested hag! After that, a nurse had to intervene in our aggressive argument, and I was escorted out of the hospital room. Damn it, just thinking about it makes my blood boil all over again. However, an even more shocking reveal was waiting for us after this. When my ex-wife was hospitalized, just in case, she underwent some blood tests. There was even a more crazy truth discovered. It turns out that my ex-wife had contracted a very serious disease and that she didn't have much time left to live. As her husband, you should be tested immediately as well, sir. Yes. Because I was her husband, they had me take a blood test since I may have contracted it as well. But my results came back negative. That was no surprise, we hadn't had sex for more than 1 year anyway. During our dry spell, I was seriously concerned. But when this happened, I was seriously so thankful that we weren't doing the deed. I called Miss Minagawa and informed her about this. She also took a blood test just in case, and her results came back negative. However, her husband was of course a blaring positive, and they discovered that Norika had contracted the disease from Mr. Minagawa.
Damn it! I can't believe you gave me a disease! I'll never forgive you! I'm going to sue you!
Yeah, right, you flatboard chocolate butt hag!
Ugh, shut up, you hairy butt monkey! Why don't we play the drums 1,000 times on your butthole, and you can join your monkey family, huh? You two, please! This is a hospital room! Please be quiet!
Norika was furious that she contracted the disease, and she kept on yelling that she would sue him. If Minagawa knew that he had the disease and he partook in the intercourse with the intention of passing that disease on, then there was a possibility of a criminal charge. However, this time it seemed pretty obvious that Minagawa himself didn't even know he had the disease. Not only that, but his situation was even worse. The doctor said that he had to be hospitalized immediately. I guess this is what karma really feels like. So of course Minagawa had no grounds to sue Norika. But before that, his wife had already sued him for the affair and the divorce, so it wasn't a laughing matter. Oh, and of course I also sued him too.
But hey, you better pay the settlement fee for me.
Why should I have to?
You're my husband. Of course you have to. As husband and wife, we share the same destiny.
But I told you that we're getting a divorce. Did you iron out the insides of your brain and kill all your brain cells, huh?
Are you kidding me? Are you just going to leave me here when I'm sick and dying?
You did this to yourself.
In any case, I'll never agree to the divorce.
Oh, and by the way, the settlement fee is $150,000.
A settlement of $150,000, huh? Well then, I guess I could consider the divorce.
What are you saying? Did you trade half your brain for a bowling ball? The settlement fee of $150,000. You are going to pay me.
Excuse me?
Obviously.
But you're the one that wants to get the divorce, right?
We're getting a divorce because of your own adultery.
Are you joking?
If you don't want to, then why don't you get a lawyer?
How much of a devil are you?
I'd like to give those words right back to you.
I'm going to die, you know. Don't you feel sad for me?
Yeah, I can only think that you're getting exactly what you deserve. After betraying me and trying to pin the blame on your son, I'll never forgive you for the rest of my life.
You bastard!
After that, Dan and I have been living happily together. Since Mr. Minagawa didn't even have a life expectancy, I accepted the $5,000 that he could pay up front, and his wife Sayori divorced him. He didn't even know how to pay the full settlement fee, so between life insurance and inheriting all of his assets, they agreed on this. As for me, my wife is paying off her settlement in monthly payments to me. Because she couldn't prepare a lawyer, she was stuck swallowing all of my ridiculous terms. I must say, it felt good. Now I heard that she's working day and night as an escort in different lounges. I heard that she's getting a lot of sympathy since she's dying and that she's been able to earn a lot. I even saw her on TV recently, shocked to see her interviewed as the dying butterfly of the night. She didn't mention us at all, and instead she just lied that she was helping her parents pay off their debts. That really made me laugh. And so, despite having a short life expectancy, 3 years later she seemed to be doing just fine. She really is a headstrong woman. But I would rather her to be healthy and alive like this, otherwise I think I would have some trouble sleeping at night. For the record, Minagawa passed away about a year ago from the disease. I didn't go and pay any respects, but I got a call from Miss Sayori, and after that we meet up every so often to catch up, and have become good friends. I may have lost my wife, but I gained a great friend, and I'm grateful for that. Oh, and of course the $150,000 too. I'm gonna keep my head up as a single father.